Hey guys, welcome back to the Chelsea Brothers YouTube channel. So Nico has come back because as he wasn't here last episode, but we have a new guest, very special, very close to all of our hearts. Babu vibes in that a good day.
Hello guys, very happy to be here.
Very happy to have you.
All right. So, guys, today's episode is about the game against Brighton that we won 3-1 with an absolute screamer from Reece James. So, guys, why don't you guys just go ahead and give us a brief review of what you thought about the game?
Timo Werner, or perhaps Timo, you not going to tackle me because he's a bloody legend. He had a great performance. I thought he was really good, just fast, because the first game adapting to the league. He even came with a statement after the game, and he said those are the three biggest defenders he's ever come up against. And for him to just have a nice little assist for the penalty and have some good dribbles in the game, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, he was looking deadly. Must be said.
But with that being said, Babu and I were talking about this last night. But the performance from Kai Havertz, it wasn't good enough. It really wasn't good enough. I was expecting to say bye Havertz to the defenders, but he couldn't do much in that game. But then again, it was his first game in the league, so we can give him some room.
Yeah, and the thing with Havertz is he also mentioned this in his press conference yesterday. So he was asked about where he wants to play, and what he basically said is that I'll play wherever Frank wants me to play. But the thing is, he did say that his best position is at cam, and in the game against Brighton, he was playing at right wing. So I think that did play a role. But and also I agree with Meeks. It was his first game in the Prem. He didn't have that much time to train with the team as much as Timo did. So yeah.
Although I will say I was very pleased with his work rate. I think we saw in the 73rd minute or something. He made an 80-yard dash all the way to the box to retrieve a tackle. I thought that was really good from him, especially considering that he's playing right wing and he's willing to get back like that. I think it just shows good responsibility from him, and hopefully we can see good attacking work rate. What do you say, Harold?
Nice maturity from a youngster. So
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
How did you feel the game?
You won?
Babu, how did Babu feel about the game?
Honestly, I think it was a pretty decent performance, but it's what you expect when team comes back from a long break. But I just want to bring one thing up. I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek was awful in that game. There's no way he should be playing the number 10 for us. Should have to be Havertz and then Callum Hudson-Odoi on the right. I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I think he needs to go out on loan. I don't think he stands a place in a team.
Oh, his performance being bad, I don't think it's an opinion. I think it's an objective fact. Yeah. He's been playing absolutely shocking. When he comes on, he's this big presence, and you can't feel him. What's he do? He's not holding anyone up. He's not taking anyone on. Just absolutely shocking.
Yeah,
reminds me of Babu in the post.
Sorry, just one thing. I think the main reason that he still hasn't gained full trust in his body. Because after that injury he had in Brighton, I think he just hasn't gained. He just fully trusted his body to be able to manage again, because he's had a massive streak of injuries. Every time he's gaining traction in the team, he gets injured. So I just feel like he's lost confidence in it, and that's the reason he's not being able to.
Yeah, but
I mean, you can see his play and all that, because I do remember his assist, I think, against Crystal Palace at the end of last season. It was the cheeky flick.
No. Varun.
What? No. Go ahead, please.
No, Varun, McChicken Nagbaldinha, right? As a professional footballer for Chelsea, I don't think we can be making the excuse that he's not confident enough with his body. I feel like Chelsea would have the best trainers in the world working on his body, the psychological standpoint, and it's nothing even to do, because even when he gets the ball and no one's on him, he doesn't have this good decision making. He's not playing quickly or going forward. He's just playing back and losing it. So I understand where you're coming from, but I disagree, and I just think he's really been bad and poor for us. And I think, as Babu said, vibes in that he should be going on loan just to help him excel, get him more game time, and then maybe, as you say, potentially become more confident with his body as he picks up some more minutes on the pitch.
At this age,
Yeah.
at this age,
Okay.
At this age,
Yeah. What is he, 23?
yeah, of course.
I think he was older than that. I think 24, 25, isn't he?
Oh, well, even still, if you're playing for Chelsea at 24, 25, with some of the best sports psychologists in the world at your disposal, with some of the best fitness trainers at your disposal, you shouldn't be underconfident regarding if you can take on a challenge. You should be, and if you are underconfident, you should be putting in the work otherwise, because he's had the time, he's had the off season, he's had like
Yeah,
how long are we gonna let that stay?
I also think like after Ross Barkley came on in the game, we were much more confident with the ball and we kept the ball much better than when Ruben was in. So I think definitely like there's so many people who can play at number 10 for Chelsea. Ziyech when he comes back, Mount, Havertz. Havertz is special. His best position is the number 10. I don't think he really has a place in this team because he can't play it on the wing. I don't think he's fast enough. And maybe he could play a bit deeper back, but I don't think he really has a place in the Chelsea squad at the moment.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just one thing, just a few things before I do forget. We cannot forget to wish our left winger Christian Pulisic a happy birthday. Today he turns 22 years old, so that's big. Today is a very big day for that reason. And two more things. Conor Gallagher has joined West Bromwich Albion on loan for the rest of the season, joining former Blue and Champions League winner Barislav Ivanovic, who joined West Bromwich Albion this season as well. And also, Lewis Baker has gone out on loan again, this time to some team with a really weird name. I can't even say it. But he will be playing under former Blues coach Eddie Newton, who was part of Frank Lampard's coaching team last season. So hopefully he can grow under him and come back and make a name for himself in the squad. Those are just three pieces of news I just wanted to get in there. Yeah.
Have we talked about Ampadu yet?
Oh yes, how can I forget? Ampadu has gone on loan to Sheffield United. He did play his first game yesterday in the loss. I think it was I can't remember in which competition it was. It was not the Premier League, but Sheffield did end up losing the game. But hopefully he's on to bigger and brighter things now. So yeah, let's get back to the main focus of the episode, which is the game against Brighton. So what do you guys think about Kepa's performance there?
That goal he let in, if you play in the Prem. I mean, I know he's been letting these in for a while now, but that goal you should not be letting in if you're playing in the Prem.
So I was actually watching the goal again and again, right? And when I was looking at, okay, maybe I'm being too nice, okay? But the thing is that, I mean, if you did look at the shot, it dipped right before him. I mean, just if you look at it again, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm being too lenient with him. I don't know.
He's
like,
under.
How many times can you excuse him for making a mistake? It's just happened way too many times.
Chicken McShagnardinho, Varun, McBall, and Nagy's, right? I think that Mendy just definitely needs to come in from the French league. I don't know if his goalkeeping abilities will translate so quickly, but realistically, anything right now is better than Kepa Arrizabalaga. Even it's not only the fact that he's letting in goals like this and making calamity errors and calamities in the box, but it's also the fact that he doesn't know how to set up the back line and communicate. There's still so many gaps in the back four. If you look at our set piece defensively, there's always a man open, and I think you can blame the defenders, and you can also partially blame Arrizabalaga for not communicating on back. The key all the time that these huge voices and presence in the back controlling what's going on.
Yeah.
Nix, we did lose you for a bit towards the end. Is it possible to just summarize like the last few?
I was just discussing that an integral part, attribute to a good goalkeeper is the idea of they have a huge presence and voice at the back, controlling the defenders, and I just don't believe Kepa has that quality.
Yeah, I guess.
And we should also consider that he before it's not an excuse of the Premier League, but before he could make the excuse of pressure of the fans. But right now, as a he's in a position where uh, the pressure of the fans, which is a huge thing for a goalkeeper, has been taken away. The errors he's making should be going down. It should be. We should see an improvement, and like if that goes, anything's proof it or not.
Yeah.
But truthfully, Chicken McSnaggdaldino, McBall and Nuggets, Chicken McNuggy.
Awesome.
I'd rather Harry's U19B, or sorry, actually U16B,
Oh my
perform
God.
grade 9, goal keep the Chelsea squad, rather than Keparitsa Balaga. He's an absolute shocker.
Okay, so
You
for those of you guys who do not know, one thing, I do want to give some background here. So for those of you guys who do not know, for our school, we had a game against our biggest rivals, and we did not have enough places. We did not have a keeper for the game, so we called in Spaz here to play for us, and he had to play for us in goal. So he went in goal. He had one shot against him, but he conceded 2 goals. Just want to put that out there.
before I got sent off, I ran off the pitch, so another person could be.
Yeah, the coach got so mad at him, he just threw somebody else in goal.
Who was the coach?
War.
No, it was it was Hayward and Mr. Warrior. Yeah. So
Good. Yeah.
that
But
was some of the best keeping I've seen in my life.
After the own goal, I remember specifically Varun Nagpaldinho sprinting. You know the way Varun runs.
Yeah.
What? No! And it was so scary, man. It was ridiculous.
I was so mad because that was my first game as captain and probably the only game I was the captain of. And that was the only game we actually ended up winning that year. So and I really wanted a clean sheet. So I was just really angry.
See? Not all too bad.
Yeah, but all right, moving on. Okay. And then one more thing is, I mean, we were talking about defense being very very vulnerable. That was the case last season, and this season as well. If I'm not wrong, there was a set piece where Lewis Dunk had a really good chance after the second goal, and he just misplaced the header. The thing is, I think this is where Thiago Silva comes in. I think his leadership and his ability to command the back line the way Kepa is unable to do, or anybody else in our lineup is unable to do, will be extremely vital towards us improving our defensive record this season. I mean, in the game against Brighton, he could have told somebody to mark Lewis down. I mean, and honestly, I kind of wish that. So I think this is something Liverpool is doing, but they've hired a set piece coach, and I think that's something Chelsea should look to do maybe because set pieces have been we've been really vulnerable from there in recent last year, and I think we will be this year too.
I agree. But speaking of defenders, even though Reece James had that absolute cracker, I feel like he leaves gaps in the back in the sense that he loves to drift into the midfield and collect the ball and drive. But what that does is that it creates space in the bottom right, the top, the left winger of Brighton to just exploit the space. And I know Reece is fast and he can get back. But at that point, the level of the EPL, you can get punished for mistakes like that.
Yeah.
I think it's also important to know, like, I thought that Reece was playing CDM for like
Yeah,
the
look like
latter half of the game, and I think Aspie jumped into right back.
Yeah.
So I think maybe playing Reece in the CDM position could also be useful, because he has the technical ability for sure.
I agree with you, Neil Dutta Gupta.
And also going back to the set pieces, I think that Thiago Silva is going to help, and also going back to Kepa, I think when Thiago Silva comes, I think there's going to be a major communication issue, given that Thiago Silva speaks no English. He only speaks Portuguese and French. And I think when Mendy comes in, him, Zuma, and Thiago Silva can have great communication. They'll be much more organized at the back than the Chelsea defense is currently now.
Yeah, sure. I like that from you, Babu.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of looking forward because I mean Zuma will obviously be the big imposing defender, and Thiago and Silva will be the most smarter defender. It kind of like reminds me of some. I don't know. It kind of vaguely reminds me of the Terry Carvalho days. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm kind of over exaggerating the effect, but yeah. Hopefully it can be anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Do you guys have anything else to say about the game?
No, that's everything.
All right. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Chelsea Brothers. We look forward to the next one, which will be dropping tomorrow, and it'll be a preview for the game against Liverpool that's coming up Sunday night at 11:30 Singapore time. So enjoy, guys. Till then, looking forward to recording more videos for you guys. See ya.
Chelsea!